Welcome to Big Blend Radio with your hosts, Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazine.com.
Located in central Kentucky, the land of bourbon, horses, and history, the historic city of Springfield is part of the Kentucky Lincoln Heritage Trail and is the ancestral home of Abraham Lincoln's family. And of course, we love it because they're also on the Bourbon Trail, which we can't wait to get to. Nancy and I here on Big Blend Radio will be out there real soon on our Love Your Parks tour starting May 2019, so watch for that. But today on Big Blend Radio, we're going to be talking about how Springfield is a hub for the arts and regarding film, theater, music, and they've got some awesome fall festivities coming up as well. We've got three special guests joining us on today's show. Of course, we have Stephanie McMillin, the Bourbon Queen. She's the Executive Director of Springfield Tourism Commission, and you want to go to their website for planning your trip out to Central Kentucky. Go to visit springfield-ky.com. How are you, Miss Stephanie?
Wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Hey,
Cool.
It's always good to have you back on the show here. We also have Seale, who's the Artistic Managing Director for the Central Kentucky Theater, and you can go to their website, centralkytheater.com. They have some amazing productions coming up for the holiday season and into January. Eric, welcome back on the show. How are you?
Thanks for having me back.
Hey, it's good. Hey, is everything behaving on the stage? Is everyone behaving on the stage?
No one behaves. That's not really what we do, but we get through it. I would say we behave.
Well, I've got to find out about another stage here. Apparently, it's the Springfield Bonded Film Complex. There's a sound stage, and that means we have James Bond III joining us. He is an indie horror film pioneer and the founder of Springfield Bonded Film Complex, and he's put on some film festivals. He's got more coming up at the end of this year and into 2019. You can go to his website, springfield-bonded-film-complex.com. So, James, have you been behaving? Welcome back.
Gosh, I don't know how to answer that. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. We are on the radio. I'm going to say yes. I have been behaving, yes. Absolutely.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back. I know that you had the first annual Hollywood South Film Festival this summer. How did it go?
Yeah. It was a blast. It was a blast. We had a lot of fun. People came out from, goodness gracious, they came out from Canada, what was it?
England and Mexico.
It was Canada. It was, I think, a part of Africa, and just very
Ghana.
Domestically.
Ghana.
People came in for the event, and I think
Wow.
it was Ghana. That
Yeah.
the person came in from, and filmmakers came in, and they were excited about their work, and we were excited about their work, and you know, they came looking for that big shot, you know, that shot to be able to get their product distributed and to debut their works for the audience. So it was wonderful.
This is quite, exciting. I know when you were on the show before, it was when, the whole start of the soundstage coming into Springfield. And I want to go over to Stephanie. Looking at Springfield, I know it's a smaller community, but is the oldest, the county seat of the oldest county, Washington County in Kentucky. And you've got so much history. How important is the arts in regards to not only quality of life for your locals, the local community, but also for visitors coming in? Do you see this boosting your visitorship?
Oh, we absolutely do. Especially since Eric has blessed us with his presence over here. He's turned the place literally upside down. He's turned the stage upstairs to a different direction. He's gone into a different direction with the types of shows that he picks, and we've seen an uptick in everything, in attendance, in sponsorship, and the arts are definitely an important part of bringing tourism to Springfield.
Mm-hmm. So it's good because you got bourbon, the Bourbon Trail, you got the barn quilts as well, that trail. And so I love this, that the arts are part of it. I know people like to stay. And Stephanie, when people come out to Springfield and they go to see a show or go to like the film festivals, what kind of lodgings are there for people to, stay? And is there like more Airbnb? Are there inns? And we're just checking out also for when we come out, we want to know where we're staying.
Well, we do have a super varied group of Airbnbs, which of course you can get on the Airbnb app and check out for yourself. We have from the tiniest accommodations to something more larger, fun, historic. We have a horse farm that you can go stay on. And cool. Of course, we do have in the Springfield Inn, and in the surrounding counties, which are very close by, there's a nice choice of hotels like the Hampton Inns as well.
And do you get a lot of people coming out into Springfield and Central Kentucky from the outside, areas of Kentucky?
Absolutely. We do have the Lincoln Trail that goes through here. We have the Holy Lands Tour, which brings a lot of people. Plus, in recent years, the Beach Fork River brings a lot of outdoor enthusiasts to drop in their canoes and kayaks and take the journey down the Beach Fork from the Mount Zion Bridge, which is the longest covered bridge in Kentucky, all the way down to Manton, Kentucky.
Cool. We got to do that.
Fun.
We want to go on the bridge, but we also want to go canoeing, Stephanie. Are you ready for that? I just want to know, you've been practicing your canoeing technique?
To be honest with you, I've never actually done the trip. My son has quite a few times. I get a lot of reports from the visitors that they see deer and beavers and otter and bald eagles. So that's really the reason why I want to take the trip.
Yeah. Well, wait for Nancy and I.
Yeah.
We want to go bourbon paddling on the Beach Fork.
Yeah, we're going to paddle the Bourbon Trail.
I know. Let's talk about this, what's happening for fall. I want to get into what's happening at the theater, Eric. I know every time Stephanie's on the show, she's been talking about what's going on. And you've got some productions coming up. And I believe, isn't the Christmas Carol, that's the beginning of your season?
Yeah, the Central Kentucky Theater, our first show is going to be a joint production between our youth and kids company on A Christmas Carol the musical.
Nice.
Which is pretty exciting for us because it's actually going to be the first show we've done in a while that combines all three of our programs. So we have the youth company working on part of the show, the kids company on another, and then with me representing the main stage as the director. So all three of our directors are working on this one production. So it's kind of a neat idea and something we're pretty excited about.
And it's nice because this is community theater. So, families coming out to see their kids perform and of all ages, right? So this is something very community, but also, I love community theater. I know the last time you were on the show, we were talking about this. I think especially in the holiday season, it has a way of tying everyone together.
Yeah, so we have kids in our education programs. They start in second grade and they go all the way up through their senior year of high school between the two programs. So a chance to get to utilize all of those. So kids who are from second grade all the way up to their senior year in this one production, I think it's going to be really neat. They did a joint production once during the summer as a workshop of Shrek the Musical, but I think this will be the first full production that we've done this way. And so it's going to be kind of exciting. It gives a chance for the kids to work with not just the teacher that they're used to, but all three of us, directing. So it's going to be a neat show, and it's a fun show. It's a musical version of a story a lot of people already know, but because of the musical component, it makes it new and interesting. So it's a little different than what you may have seen in the past. So it's a kind of a different take on Christmas Carol.
Hey, we like that. And I heard that you're going to be doing it your way in January as a tribute to Frank Sinatra, My Way. That'll be happening. And everyone, just a real quick thing, it's December 23rd to 25th, right, for A Christmas Carol? Have I got the right dates on that?
No. It is
of course not.
November 23rd.
Okay, there we go. November. I was going to say, you're going to be performing on Christmas? 2nd. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't be doing it. That's pushing it for us. Through December the 2nd.
Okay, November
So
23rd.
it's right after Thanksgiving and then right into the beginning of December.
Oh, nice. That's nice. It gives a nice stretch there. And then my way, that's going to be January 18th through 20th, 25th through 27th. And so this is a musical tribute to Frank Sinatra. So who's going to be performing in that?
Well, we actually have auditions coming up. They are this coming weekend, actually, Saturday, for that show.
Oh,
So it's a 4-person show, 2 men, 2 women, and they cover the entire career of Frank Sinatra. It's got so many songs in it, I can't even name them all. But yeah, so we have auditions this weekend. We're pretty excited about it because we've gotten a huge response of people wanting to come out for it. So we're hoping to see a lot of new faces come out to audition for the show.
nice, nice. And
But it's a fantastic tribute, like I said, to his entire career. 4 singers and a 3-piece band. They do the whole thing.
Wow, that's cool.
it should be like a dinner theater.
Yeah.
When you hear about Frank Sinatra, I kind of just feel like,
if I had the capability to do it, I probably would, or at least a bar.
Yeah, we like that too. You know that. You know, I gotta give shout out to Stephanie because we recently held a Craven Raven cocktail recipe contest for the Craven Rock Band in Florida, and we were making the cocktails in Yuma, Arizona, because that's what we do. And but the band was having the cocktails, the top 5. And Stephanie's cocktail, she submitted the Peepaw Tea cocktail, and the Yuma Landing Bar and Grill, the bartenders just stole it and said, "That's it. We're having the Ola Tahayal Peepaw Tea here as a regular drink now." So it didn't even make it into the contest because they stole it. But this works out. This works out because the Coronado Motor Hotel is our tour headquarters for our Love Your Parks tour, again, starting May 2019. And the Yuma Landing Bar and Grill is attached to the hotel. So that could be our official, cocktail for our tour. And we can drink it whenever we go back to Yuma. And also to be prepared to get out to Springfield and do the Bourbon Trail. Does that sound about right, Stephanie?
Yeah, we're practicing.
Oh, that's right up my alley.
I know. It was a good drink. We enjoyed it. And Priscilla, our little sock monkey, loved it too. And
she's still asleep.
I know. She is. She is. The theater is inside the Opera House, and I've seen pictures of this beautiful historic Opera House. And what is that like, when in regards to the acoustics from it being such a historic building? Does it help, or is it challenging?
Well, when the building sat not in use as a performance venue for so long, and the building hosted other businesses like a hardware store and various things. So when they went through and did the big renovation 10 years ago, they made the performance area as multi-purpose as possible. So we've effectively got a black box theater that they didn't paint black, is the way I usually describe it. So, I mean, it's a big empty room that we can do whatever we want with. And we've built up a stage area and a seating area that we like that configuration. But we actually have the flexibility if we're feeling, wild sometime to take it all down and do it differently. So, we're not battling against, ancient acoustics or anything. We've actually got a fairly, universally perfect space with big high ceilings. And that's the best you can hope for.
What about traveling bands? Because, we talk to a lot of musicians. I think we do probably 2 to 3 musician interviews a week or every 10 days or so. And a lot of them are traveling through Nashville and, keep talking about going through Kentucky. And I'm like, well, you gotta go to Springfield, man. So would that be, is the venue open for traveling musicians if they wanted to come and put on a show?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm very open to it. We've had a few concerts, and we recently improved our sound system, specifically to host, the film festival and to show films, and also to do more live music. So, with one of our shows last year, we sort of tested the waters by having an actual live band on stage, which we had not done in a while, and it was great. And since then, we've had 2 concerts over the summer. One was a local group, a family band that came in. It was fantastic. And then Layla Spring, who is a young lady from neighboring Marion County, who was on American Idol this year, this last time, she came in and did a one-night concert. So we're hoping to see more of that. Whenever we've got a gap in the schedule, I'd like to fill it with a show.
Nice.
And traveling musicians are more than welcome.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, you know what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
Stephanie, just be warned. We're sending bands your way. So that's going to
thank you.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I want to go to James Bond III, talking about the film festival. So the Opera House and the theater, that is your venue to do all the screenings for the festival.
Yes.
Excellent.
Correct.
Excellent. So the next one coming up, you have the Christian edition. So you're putting festivals on pretty much, for a year, it looks like. And so you're making it where it's like, okay, the first weekend of December from now on will be the Christian edition.
Yes.
And it's
something that, to be sort of counted upon.
Okay, so people know.
Look forward to.
Yeah, and so are these mostly independent movies that are coming in the film festivals? Are they all independent, or are they classic?
Well, they're mostly independent, and actually, at film festivals, most films are independent. There are a few larger or very prestigious festivals in which the studios actually show some of their films initially, but generally, it's good independent fare.
Yeah, see, this is cool. I think this is, and we're also seeing more and more independence, aren't we? Especially when you're looking at these different, like Netflix and those platforms. It seems to be opening doors, and we've seen a lot of. We've actually do a lot of interviews with documentary specialists. It seems to be that's a growing genre is documentaries, and then they really work hard to get enough views that they end up, from their independent documentary or film to try and get onto Netflix or Amazon on those platforms. Is that what you're seeing too?
Absolutely. Platforms have basically at this point in time. See, back in the day, you would play a festival in hopes of, perhaps getting a theatrical release or playing network television. Now, the goal has been adjusted in that, the primary focus, although some still go after theatrical, the primary focus is streaming platforms.
See, and people can access it everywhere. When we go back on our tour, we're taking Netflix with us. We don't care about our TV anymore.
That's true.
Well, yeah, and we can go to live theater shows and things like that and go to film festivals. It's kind of like, I think the doors are so much more open for independent filmmakers, and that opens the door more for actors. And so that really ties in not only with the festivals you're doing, but that also is important for what you're doing with the soundstage, right? And helping Springfield and actors have a place to go. That's
Absolutely.
Different. Okay, so Springfield versus Hollywood. What makes Springfield so important as a destination for a filmmaker versus going to Hollywood?
Well, if we look at it from a business model perspective, there's a tax incentive that's very, very attractive on par with Georgia, which is one of the largest. It's a different setting, it's a different environment, and I look at it more as a sort of a trend place in a very positive sense. So, as you see people begin to come in, my hope and my belief is that with those elements in place, and now with the soundstage to accommodate the tax incentive, that this becomes sort of a new spot to make movies. All of the things that are needed in terms of making a movie are available in this sort of package that we're talking about. And so, there's always going to be people that sort of are trying to work outside of the Hollywood system. And then also it's an opportunity for the Hollywood system to branch out to make movies there as well.
This is really good too, because I know people travel according to film history and places that were in movies.
Yeah.
And I think that is the other side of the coin is, from the photos that I've seen of Springfield and central Kentucky, and I'm like, my heart is there. It looks so beautiful. The rolling hills and the horses, the peace and quiet, and having like a true historic downtown Main Street, I think that, I was just thinking about this, Stephanie, that this is the way of how Springfield gets on the map even bigger, is that people start to see it in movies, right? You start to see, oh, look, where's that? And they start to recognize not only as people making movies there, but people will come out just to go into the location that they watched in a movie.
Well, we're certainly hoping that's the effect that the films being made here have on the viewing public. It's not just the end of the credits, like movies that are made in, or productions that are made in Georgia are very recognizable because they have the big peach at the end of it. So everybody knows where those have been made. And we're hoping the same thing happens with productions made in Kentucky. We have the Kentucky Unbridled Spirit logo with the horse head on there. I think that's pretty synonymous with Kentucky. And the fact that Springfield has the state's first and currently only soundstage is it's a real boost to the economy, and we're hoping that in the very near future we can see a boost in jobs, people moving here, productions coming in, utilizing our services, and that's really the culmination of all of our efforts should come to that, and hopefully people will start to think about Springfield and Kentucky as a film destination.
I love this. And then you've got, the food industry will jump, the lodging industry will jump, and the bourbon industry will take a jump too. Because what do you do after you film all day? You sit down and have a peapod tea.
What could be better?
I know. And then, but you got to go and see a play or a concert, So I think this is just such an exciting thing to see change happen in communities, and positive change. And when it's celebrating the arts, it's even better. So James Bond the Third. So you've got the Christian edition is 7th through 9th of December. Okay, so the first weekend in December, and so that's going to be happening. And then in spring of next year, I just want to kind of run through these main festivals you're doing. You're doing TV and New Media Edition. When you say TV and New Media, so this is going to be film festivals of movies that are on films, and what's New Media mean?
Well, new media is a lot of what you're seeing online. So we'll be showing those applications as well as television.
Okay. I like this.
I'm going to make a movie.
I know. We're going to come up and make a movie, so we can do that. So I know, Eric, last time we talked with you, you said we could go and do like some acting. You're going to give us an acting lesson in the theater.
Yes, I'd be happy to.
And then we'll go see James. And James,
now.
Can we do some filming while we're there and make our own little movie?
I see the patchwork concept you're putting together here. I like it. Yes, you may.
And the movie will be about our visit to Springfield.
Right.
Yes. See? And Stephanie will be starring in there as the tour guide, the Bourbon Queen. And we need to give her a bourbon tiara with little bottles instead of little crown thingies. And see, this is what's happening. The tour is taking a change here. I like it. So then you go back to Hollywood South Film Festival. So Hollywood South. So this is about bringing people in from all over and from Hollywood to there. Is that right? Or
all over. It really is. It's an international thing. I mean, it's funny because it started off as a domestic sort of premise, and it quickly blossomed into international. So yeah, we're looking to see more of that. Absolutely.
Okay, and then everyone, that's the July 5th through 7th, so the first weekend of July. And like I was saying, also the TV and New Media Edition is the third weekend of March. And then the second weekend of October next year, you're doing the horror edition, and that's up your alley.
Cool.
James Bond the Third, horror man.
I didn't want there to be any rioting in the street. I have to do a horror edition.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think you should make a movie about a vampire who only goes after people who drink bourbon.
Let's make that movie. Let's do that.
You should be the one to write that.
Yes,
you should be the one to write that. You guys make it and bring it through the festival.
Okay.
So this bat hangs up. He doesn't hang upside down because he drinks bourbon. He kind of lays on the side of the road on the Bourbon Trail.
I know. Oh boy, Eric, are you ready? We need makeup lessons for that too, Eric. Just saying.
I can work on that.
Oh
I
Oh
also
boy.
do a lot of bourbon cocktails.
Oh
just in
yeah,
case
that's it.
you
Yeah,
need
that's
another
it.
one.
We always
So.
need another one. We always
Well,
need
I
another-
recommend a bourbon temple.
Ooh.
It's like a Shirley temple.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
a bourbon temple.
And
But
you hang
it's,
Shirley upside down.
It's bourbon and Kentucky signature soft drink, LA1,
LA1.
and then
What's that?
grenadine. Yep. LA1 is it's a drink that's made. A soft drink's made in Kentucky, and it's weird to describe, but I always say it's somewhere halfway between a ginger ale and a ginger beer.
Ooh, I like that. That sounds really good because with bourbon, like Jack and Ginger has always been nice, but I know we can't do Jack in Kentucky. We got to do Jim. So
No, you don't. No, you know what? You don't have to do Jim either. We can do better. That's okay.
All right. So, Stephanie, the other thing that's happening in regards to music is the Mid-Kentucky Chorus, and it's through the Mid-Kentucky Arts, right? So they're doing the beautiful music of Christmas.
They are, and Teresa Tedder is not only the composer for most of the productions there, she's also the coordinator, the manager. She does it all.
So this is happening, make sure I'm right on this, December 8th and 9th, but this is at St. Catherine Hall, right? So this is right outside Springfield?
Yes, this is where the Mother House is. It is a beautiful, beautiful venue, and tickets are really encouraged to be purchased early because we have a lot of people a week out, even 2 weeks out, that call for tickets, and they're all gone.
Wow. So, okay, so we've got a beautiful Christmas, we've got a Christmas carol happening, and then we've also got Santa Claus apparently is going to be hanging out in Springfield, and is he going to be drinking your concoction, Eric? That's what Eric's going to do, so Santa gives him more presents.
I don't believe they allowed Santa to drink on the job. If Santa drinks, though, I imagine it would be something like with mint in it because, Santa. But
yeah,
I don't personally don't like putting mint in bourbon, so,
Mint julep.
Oh, yeah, you could have a mint julep. There you go. There you are.
If he wants.
And cookies. Is there kind of cookies?
Ew.
Oh, wait, but you can give him eggnog, right? With a little,
Well, no, if you're talking Christmas, then you want bourbon balls.
Oh, that's right.
The Christmas treat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the anytime treat. I actually had some this weekend.
Cool. Hey, why not?
Well,
It's the time of year. It's fall, and as soon as fall comes, to me, it's Christmas. That's it. We've got spices, cinnamon's coming out, nutmeg, all of it. And if Nancy normally makes rum balls, but now I'm thinking bourbon balls.
Early.
That sounds really good.
Oh yeah, bourbon balls are the best.
I haven't had that.
A bunch of the different distilleries make them, so you can, when you're going on your tour and you're sampling the bourbons, you can also sample the various bourbon balls.
How cool would that be? I like that.
Stephanie, is this a year-round thing that we get to do, or now we have to are we coming back and forth?
I can't believe you're not here now.
Yeah, well, we're coming. You know that. This is the thing now that we're on our big tour. I mean, this is a full-time 3 to 5 year plus tour. And so that means we may be hanging out in Springfield a little longer because there's a lot to do.
A lot of bourbon balls.
I can handle it. I'm practiced on your rum balls, so I'm sure. But then Stephanie said we have to practice for the Bourbon Trail. And she knows we like to have fun and sip and sample cocktails, and you still think we need to be practiced. We need to exercise.
You know, this area actually has quite a few companies that have the bourbon bus where you can not have to drive yourself. You can
we like
just
that.
ride from distillery to distillery and get to know all of our bourbons.
Well, and at the very end, we'll be crawling up the bus steps, and then we'll be just picked out like a bourbon ball
that just flies.
And then you're stuck on the vampire zone. She really is. She is. She's just you're gonna flop. You're too much bourbon.
This is going to be this bat that hangs upside down on the back where you have your spare tire on the bus.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's waiting for all the people to get in, and then the doors will never open again, and you'll go through the vent.
Stephanie, starting to sound like our Christmas play or our Halloween radio play.
I want you guys to shoot that. I want you to shoot it and bring it to the festival.
Okay. We're going to film it in Springfield because we have to have the bourbon balls.
I'm going to go find one of those old abandoned school buses.
The bourbon bat. Revenge of the bourbon bat.
Come shoot it in Springfield. Come shoot it in Springfield. Listen,
exactly. Let's do it.
We should do that. We're even training people to be crew members. So there should be a crew there, to help accommodate this film concept of yours.
Cool.
Let's do it. Let's make an independent movie while we're there. And then Eric's going to teach us theater and acting and makeup and cocktail making. And then we'll go out, we'll eat bourbon balls, drink bourbon, and talk to the bourbon bat, and then we'll film the bourbon bat going the revenge of the bourbon bat. Yeah. And the bourbon bat could go after Priscilla, our travel mascot. Pink sock monkey. That's it. Okay, so we should do this. It would be totally fun. We should totally do this. I'm going to get us back on topic, away from bats and bourbon balls. So we've got Santa, who's going to be there November 16th through December 14th, but also a Christmas Crafters Market, November 16th through 17th. Stephanie, this is something that's been going on for a few years, right? And something where people can get unique items for, the holidays.
It is well loved over here. The streets are practically shut down because there's so many people on the sidewalks just getting from venue to venue, looking at handcrafted homemade items. And it's where you can get unique Christmas gifts. You can get all your holiday decorations and a lot of good food. There's some music, and it doesn't last a long time. So that's why people just swoop in and practically buy everything. There's a lot of homemade, GMO-free type products for your hands, your face, your hair. A lot of honey, local honey. We've got a ton of people who make that. And if you like unique gifts, this is the place to come. And then also, because we're such a small town, it's a gathering place. That's why it's just so popular. And this year we're having live music and some refreshments, and we invite everybody to come down and just clog our streets up, shop for the holidays.
Yeah, we like that. Cool. We like that. And there's also art on display. Marilyn Meyer and friends. So you have an art exhibit going on the whole month of November. Where is that going to be?
It's here on the first floor, street level. And just like our previous exhibits, they are for sale. It's a local artist with her friends there. They gather together several times a month. They produce really great works, and we are so pleased to have them here in the Opera House for a month-long exhibit.
Okay, right on, right on. And so I do want to touch on October. Oh, and this is, we're talking about the Opera House. That's where Stephanie is. And when you go to town, go to see Stephanie. She's got maps and all bourbon maps. She'll give you a bourbon ball. No, I don't know about that. Now suddenly she has to have a can of bourbon balls in her office. That goes well, right? Are you allowed to do that?
We have had them over here. So you
we'll
never know.
You never know what Stephanie's got going on. She's a bourbon queen. October, I know, is also a really big month for you guys. Of course, you have Trick or Treat on Main Street. And Nancy, I know you go dressed as a bat. You have the Bourbon Chase. This is October 12th. Now the Bourbon Chase is, are you chasing bats? No, kidding. But is this like what's happening with the Bourbon Chase? Who's chasing what and who and where?
Well, actually, it's a crazy thing. The Bourbon Chase, it's been going on for a long time. It's actually a 200-mile relay race, and you go from distillery to distillery through Kentucky.
Wow.
Yes. You know, I don't care if a serial killer was chasing me. I wouldn't run 200 miles. But
no.
People do it. And it's a fundraiser. They've raised over $11 million. It's just the craziest thing. But they're coming through Springfield, and they get dressed up, and it's a really great thing. The town comes out and cheers them on, and I don't know what the theme is this year, but last year was the 70s. And, 200 miles of running.
Right on. So every time when they stop for water, Stephanie's like, here's your shot and here's your bourbon ball. Off you go. There's no battens in this. There's just bottles. They pass the bottle as they go through. You know?
I don't know how they do it. 200 miles.
I love this.
200 miles.
But $11 million, that's amazing to raise. That's awesome.
Oh, it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, distillery to distillery.
Hey, that's my style. And then you've got the Sorghum Festival and the Jim Beam Barbecue Classic Cook-Off and a Classic Cruise In. So this is October 7th through 9th, which is coming up real quick. But this is a big deal. The Sorghum Festival, that's something that's been going for a while too.
Absolutely. It's actually the Jim Beam Barbecue Classic Cook-Off. They get here on the 5th. It's actually a serious competition. It's very serious. It's a national barbecue classic competition. And the 6th and 7th, we have the Sorghum Festival, and that includes the 5K Sorghum Run and the Classic Cruise In. It started out slow. The first year, I think maybe we had around 15 vehicles. Last year, we had about 156 vehicles.
Wow.
So this year we're looking for more ways to expand in our tiny town. We think we can get in everybody, and then we cap it all off downtown with an event called the Praise Fest, and we invite all of the choirs from the churches in the area to come and sing their best, and it's just an amazing event, a great way to end the whole festival.
Nice. A lot going on again in Springfield, Kentucky. But before you each go, I want to know, you got a weekend off this holiday season. What are you doing? And are bourbon balls involved? Let's start with you, James Bond III. What are you doing over the holidays in Springfield?
Over the holidays in Springfield.
Or fall. Over this season.
You know what? Working, I know this is going to sound boring. Working on the festival.
That's true. And afterwards, are you going to have bourbon and a set of bourbon balls? Hello?
You know, I believe I see some bourbon in the mix. Yes.
You got to have some bourbon. Okay. What about you, Eric?
I will probably be working as well, because that's what I do. But I will most likely be baking with bourbon over the holidays. That's the other kind of thing that I like to do. So in addition to bourbon balls, I make a bourbon cake. So
you make bourbon cake. Okay, so now
how about chocolate chip cookies with
bourbon glaze?
Well, I do have chocolate in my bourbon cake, so yes.
Ooh.
So I'm sure I could do it with chips as well.
Oh.
Nice.
I'm thinking
that's my big thing is I have the Sorghum Festival coming up and I entered the baking contest last year, and I feel like I need some redemption this year. I didn't get as far as I would have liked. So, so I'm planning for that. That's my big thing.
Just add more bourbon.
Yeah,
we all know that.
Yeah, that's.
I thought I had more than enough.
Oh, you should do a pineapple upside down cake and soak it in bourbon.
Yeah.
I made a bourbon chocolate and bacon cake. Actually, was what I made.
Oh, yum! Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about it. I think the bacon may have frightened some people, so gonna try something different this year.
Hey, bacon is good though with bourbon and chocolate.
Yeah.
And chili.
Sounds good to me.
Ooh. Now I'm hungry. This is dangerous. Stephanie, what about you? What are you doing over the holiday season?
Oh, well, much like these two workaholics, I'm going to do the same thing. I'll be working.
Well,
no,
come on.
She's gonna drink bourbon and go play cornhole.
I know. That's it. We're back to that. Nancy couldn't let that go. And all right. Well, you guys, you know what? You need to celebrate New Year. That's all I'm going to say. If you're going to be working over the season, New Year's Eve is for you. Dedicated to you, all three of you. Yeah, I can just see it. Thank you all for joining us. Everybody, again, go to visit springfield-ky.com, and also to keep up with what's happening at the theater, go to centralkytheater.com. You can also go to springfield-film-complex.com. Especially filmmakers, check that out. And everyone, we also keep up with Springfield on nationalparktraveling.com. And follow us on that website, because you'll see what's happening when we get up there and how many bourbon balls we truly eat. Because we will. We're after bourbon balls now.
You should have a meter.
We should.
On your website.
A bourbon ball meter. Oh my gosh! You guys should have instead of a pie eating contest, you should have a bourbon ball eating contest and see what happens. Could you imagine?
Oh boy!
Could you imagine? Oh wow! All right, thanks everyone for joining us. Keep up with us at Big Blend Radio. Just go to bigblendradio.com for the schedule, and we're going to play some music here for our friends over in Springfield, because sometimes this happens. You're having so much fun with your bourbon, you only have one drop in the bottle left. And and then you need to go to the bourbon vault when that happens. But this is a song that's called One Drop in the Bottle. It's from Town Mountain, and it's from their brand new album, New Freedom Blues, and it comes out October 26th. So check them out at townmountain.net, and we're hoping that they'll go over to Springfield and play an awesome concert for everybody. Thanks for joining us, everyone. You take care.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Quarter Cheyenne and a quarter thief. Let me out in the dust and the ragged weed. We're dead and alone. Don't that sun move so slow? Don't that sky stretch wide? One drop in the bottle is enough to get you through. lost my soul to the desert ground. Maybe you can't lose what you never found. Great northern wind coming up off sail. Leave the silence for the song. Leave the silence for the song. Sun moves so slow,